You're always hearing people bark about climate science. Okay, here's some climate science. A new study by Norwegian researchers shows that even if human beings were to cut greenhouse gases and emissions to zero, global temperatures would continue to rise for at least 400 more years. Well, that's not what they are telling us. Michael Shellenberger is the author of Apocalypse Never, and he joins us now to explain this study and what it means. Ms. Shellenberger, thanks so much for coming on. Tell us what this study finds and its implications, if you would.
Yeah, I mean, what the study finds is that even if we stopped all emissions today, we would still see climate change, we still see global warming over the next 400 years through a combination of factors, the release of methane from permafrost, other factors, and it's stuff that we've sort of known. But I think you're right to point out that there's a very simplistic idea that if the United States takes action, that somehow we're going to stop climate change, and that's just not the case.
Right. If you take the bus while Barack Obama and John Kerry fly private, we can stop the rise of the oceans. But that doesn't seem even close to true.
Yeah, and I think the big thing that gets missed in all of this, Tucker, is just the fact that we've been doing really well adapting to the climate. I mean, deaths from natural disasters have declined 90%. In this recent scare around the fires in California, we saw that well-managed forests survived these fires very well. They didn't have the high-intensity fires. Sea level rise is something that we've been adapting to very well. In fact, in some places, we see it makes us more resilient. So what I object to with all of this is this sense in which we're all sort of these helpless people unable to adapt to our conditions. Even that study that you're citing mentions that we've passed the point of no return. That sounds really apocalyptic, but actually, that's how it always is. And who would want to return to some past years? I think most of us are happy to get through 2020 or happy that we're past the point of no return. So it's just the kind of thing that I think is aimed at grabbing headlines, misses the big picture of just how well we're doing in terms of adapting to our environments.
This is bad news for the people who increase their own power and control over the rest of us with climate solutions, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I think if you look at the Biden climate plan, it's still the Green New Deal repackaged. It's a $2 trillion deal. It's mostly going to go to things like energy efficiency, which Obama's own economist found cost more than it delivered in terms of benefits, and also just to buying a lot of solar panels, almost all of which are made in China. Unboxing solar panels and spreading them over landscapes is not good, high-paying jobs in the United States. If these guys really cared about climate change, they would be pushing for a green nuclear deal, but instead we're at risk of losing our nuclear plants because of the policies proposed by climate alarmists and Democrats.
Which in a lot of cases despoil the natural environment they claim to want to protect with wind turbines. It's really... Michael Shellenberger, great to see you tonight. Thank you.
Thanks for having me, Tucker.